All right, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to talk about the lower half and how utilizing your lower half can really help you in your swing. So one of the first things that I'll do when I'm working with a player is, we'll talk about their stance or initial setup, whatever you want to call it. And if I see that they're having trouble really getting to their back hip back here, and maybe they're in a position where they're jumping too early, which is what I'll see from time to time, that or they'll get stuck on their back leg, and in both scenarios it's not good, because in the first one our barrel is going to be a lot of times steep in the zone, and the second one our barrel is not going to be able to be in the zone for a long period of time. We'll talk about their setup and their feet more specifically, right, where the pressure is on their back foot, and I want it to be in a position that's comfortable for them. I don't think solely being on the balls of our feet in this for our back leg is good, because if I'm just in this position right now and I'm just solely in the balls of my feet, I can feel my quad being activated, and what ends up happening sometimes is it's hard to get into that back hip when our quad is active, and that's when we start to jump out too early in the swing, which is not what we want. So I want guys to be comfortable. I really wanted to be in the middle towards the back inside part of that heel ideally, and really think of like grabbing the ground. And once you do that, and what I'll do is I'll say like, hey, think of in the weight room like doing a squat. What do they tell you? What do the coaches always tell you when you're going up? Either drive through your heels, get that back side involved. And so it's similar. Once they really feel that heel, you can feel that back glute being activated, which is what you want. So when you're actually starting your swing, what I'll see is, you want your belt buckle, and this is what you see with a lot of big leaguers, their belt buckle will naturally go backward. They'll actually go towards the catcher a little bit. So they'll internally rotate into that back hip as they're striding, and that allows them to get into this back leg and stay in it too, because we don't want to be in a position where we're getting here and then we're rotating off too early either. The other thing is, we want to make sure that when we're landing in a position, and why the back hip is so important, and loading the lower half in a good position, is it's going to allow us to gain time and create space for our barrel to come through. So if I'm landing in a good position here, right now I can handle a pitch that's low and inside, versus if I'm in a position where I'm jumping out too early, I've just cut down the space, or if I'm stuck back and now my barrel's coming in and out of the zone early. So for me, I think that the biggest and the most important way to go about this is there's a couple different, there's different drills you can get them to feel getting into their back hip, but you have to be careful at the same time and respect how hard pitchers can throw, because not everyone in the world can make a huge load back here in their back hip and get down in time to hit 95 miles an hour. It's one thing off the tee or flips. It's another when you got a guy on the mound throwing hard. So how much exactly is going to be determined on the mobility of that particular hitter. But I think it's something that, within the framework of being able to stay in that back hip, is you can allow for, guys to individualize it so they're comfortable, and they're not in a position where they feel like they're stuck and they can't get it off in time because they're internally rotating too much. So I hope that helped clear everything up when it comes to the lower half and how I teach players, because I think it's something that I get a question on that every once in a while, and I just think it's important to make sure that we're using the lower half, specifically the back leg, well. And everyone has different terminology for it, so you might hear different names for different pieces, different muscles or whatever, and that's fine. It is what it is. But that's how I like to view the lower half in the swing. It is extremely important, because if you get into a good position, you're going to allow your barrel, right, to get in deep and stay in the zone for a long period of time, versus we're in and out of the zone quickly. So I hope that helped. Make sure to go subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, just comment below and I'll make sure to get back to them. And we're going to continue to post more content on YouTube when it comes to hitting and a lot of other various parts of the game too.